If your AC is broken, take it to a professional. That's all I wanted to say. Have a great day, guys. Well, since you are still here, let me show you the bare minimum that you can do to your AC. If you have no more knowledge than this, just don't go beyond this point because you're probably gonna break something. So I'm just gonna show you how to refill a little bit of R134 into the 7 Series. Get yourself some 134, some gloves, something with a gauge, keys to your car, goggles. Oh, one more thing. A digital thermometer of some sort. I have my trusty G-Shock. This is the GW9200. You all, if you watch my channel, you know that I like watches. And if you just press this little button here on this one, no, sorry, this one, it shows you that we are at 79.4 Fahrenheit. So you just want to put that in front of your vents so that you're not guessing to, ooh, is the air colder? You know, we're gonna feel the air coming out, we're gonna measure it and then see if there's a change when we add the 134. Find the low side port of your AC system. Right here on the E38, you have your high side, and right over here, we're gonna have the low side. Take the little cap off. And connect your gauge right here. The other end of your pressure gauge is gonna go right there. I actually had to use 2 hands to push this down. It was a little tricky to get on there, and that's kind of what you want to do. You want to make sure that you are not going to have a leak when you start the process. So it's all hooked up right now, and just make sure that it's really in there. Pull on it, make sure that you are actually locked and secure, ready to go. Right now we're sitting at 79.6 Fahrenheit. If you start this process and when you plug in your gauge, it shows 0 or no pressure whatsoever, I wouldn't do any of this because you probably have a giant leak somewhere and you have to go take it, get it fixed somewhere. But if you do have some pressure, you might be just below the green there. For these BMWs, it's recommended to be around 40 PSI. So just try to keep it under 40. Once in a while, go inside and check the temperature. Since you probably don't have all the fancy equipment that a tech has, take your time, go slow, because if the can gets too cold, it won't come out anymore. So you want to make sure that the can doesn't get too cold, and it'll get colder as you push the Freon out. Also, you don't want to overfill it, and that's the problem here. That's the biggest problem with doing this. You don't actually know how much you need. So it's very easy to overfill. I would say just take your time, go slow, wait for the temperature to drop and to stabilize to see if you actually need more or less. And again, make sure that you're not going over the 40 pounds on that gauge. My can of R134 keeps freezing, so I keep on waiting and kind of putting it over the engine bay a little bit so it can heat up some more. So it's just a slow process. We are now at 47.6 degrees, which is great. Honestly, I didn't take a temperature of what the car, of how cold it was before doing this. So I really have no basis because I'm an idiot. But honestly, it's not going above 31 pounds on the pressure gauge that's attached. So I still think I am gonna be low. And I have a little bit of that can left. Doesn't feel like there's much. So I just bought one of the small cans just in case it didn't do anything or I had a giant leak or something. Then I'm not wasting too much money. I'm gonna drive around like this for a few days and see if it makes any kind of difference and see if it stays like that. And if it stays like that, then yay, I have no leaks. But there's a lot of things that go into an AC system, like is there any oil left in the system? You know, things like that. So I don't know how much 134 I had left in the system. I don't know how much to put in, and that's why this is just very complicated, and you can cause more harm. I could potentially blow up my compressor, and I could. I'm not saying that I know everything here. I'm just a dude. I'm just telling you how I do it, how most people are gonna tell you to do it. But the fact is that it's kind of a guessing game unless you have the proper tools. And for that, you would have to take it to a shop and take it to a professional so you can get it right the first time. And honestly, if you live in hot climate, it's worth the money. It's gonna be definitely worth the money to just have him do it while you sit in the office and chill, you know. But, you know, I have a YouTube channel, so I need content. That is it. The can is empty. I'm gonna kill the car. 43.8 degrees. Is that good? Is that bad? I mean, it definitely feels colder. Shh. Stop it. Thank you. The gauge only ever went up to about 31 pounds. It didn't go beyond that. So I'm going to just drive it around like it is, see if it's better, if it's noticeable when it's hot outside, because it really wasn't cooling me down. The car was staying pretty hot. On like 100-degree day, it was really hot. So if this makes it better, then I will invest in one more can and try to put in a little bit more in there. I believe the car takes 1.5. Let me see. Here, come to the front. Yep, right here. R134A, 1.5 pounds. And by looking at this, we have 12 ounces or 340 grams. So I don't necessarily want to put another full can in there. Maybe I'll buy another can and add half of the can and call it a day. Regardless, be really careful when you do this. Honestly, just don't do it. Go to a professional, get your system worked on by a professional, pay 150 bucks, 200, whatever it is now, and go that way. And I might still go to a professional. If this doesn't work, I'll probably just take it somewhere and have him evac the whole system, add more oil, add everything from the beginning. Like, I think it's gonna be worth my time and my money. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Here is What Not to Do in Your Garage.